Tell me why you've written the letter that you've written, how important it is to you.
It obviously has a huge importance for me, probably on a personal level, because you know what families are going through now. I once had to go through that same system, and it's very difficult to find a way out. But now that I'm in this position that I'm in, it's very important for me to help the people that are struggling, and that was the main reason why the letter was written. And you know, whether the outcome is that it doesn't change or it does change, I know that I've done the right thing in trying to help these people. So
take me back to that time that you talk about in the letter.
Yeah.
How difficult were things for you as a kid when you needed free school meals?
Yeah, well, you know, my mum was a single parent. She's got 5 kids that was all living in the same house. Now, the programme that I started at 11 years old, you're supposed to start it at 12 years old, which basically gives you a new accommodation, closer to the training facilities and a new school. And she worked that hard to push it forward because she knew that, for me, that was the step I needed to take. I needed to be eating the right foods whilst I was growing. I needed to be close to my teammates, my new school friends and stuff like that. So, you know, she made that decision when I was 11 years old, and United allowed it. So that was the reason why I ended up going at a younger age compared to the others. It was to help my mum with her situation and also get me out of the situation that we was in. So there's always a big element of sacrifice to try and get to the top level, and you know that's the one that we had to make initially. You know, my mum, she done the best she could. I remember we used to go to a shop called Pound World, and everything was under £1, and you know, we'd sort of schedule out the week, so we'd get 7 yogurts and you can have 1 yogurt a day and so on. So she done the best she could within the circumstances, but there's some families out there like me that have 4 or 5 kids, so it's literally impossible for her to take control of the situation. You know, that this is all going on at a time where kids should be concentrating on schoolwork and stuff like that, and it's just crazy to think that this is still going on at this. You know, we're in 2020 now, and it's just something that I don't believe should be happening. We mentioned this at the beginning of COVID-19, and you know, the problems that we were facing then compared to the problems that we're going to face after, which we're sort of getting to now. The problems after, you know, it's going to be massive consequences of the virus. So
when you're thinking about your own childhood, growing up in Wythenshawe, actually things could have been really different for you, couldn't they?
Yeah, definitely. You know, 45% of people like me, black people in different ethnic minorities, you know, they're living in poverty, and you know, I was very close to being one of that 45%. So I understand that it could have went either way for me, and you know, I'm grateful that it went this way for me, but it doesn't make me forget about what happened in the past. And you know, I obviously want to help them people and as much as I can, and just raise awareness really, because I think some people want to help. I definitely think that people want to help, but they don't have the understanding or the knowledge behind it, and they don't know how many people it's actually affecting.
Something I wonder when I read the letter, when you were growing up, do you remember being hungry?
Yeah, of course. But I also understood. Maybe it was just part of me growing up. I just knew how hard that my mum was working. Anyway, so you know, I'd never moan, I'd never do anything. If there's food on the table, there's food on the table. If there's not, I had friends that understood my same situation, and maybe it was possible for me to go to their house, get some food or whatever.
I know that you've written this letter from the heart. Tell me what you hope you might be able to achieve.
Well, basically, I'm just hoping that the government make a U-turn on the decision to stop the